Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a triumphant Tuesday. What a 24 hours we have seen for Cardano. We're going to be diving into all of that in this video. I'm going to have to keep this video short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm here, there, and everywhere today. So we're going to try and keep it around about 10 minutes. But we're going to cover quite a lot within that 10 minutes. So strap yourselves in, guys. Let's take a look, of course, at the price, which is really where I want to start. You know, we're fourth in terms of market cap. We're up 11.2% on the daily, on the 24-hour, and 15% on the weekly. And this is just the start for Cardano, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying for a long time now that smart money has been accumulating this pullback, and you are starting to see that take place. I actually think the price action that we've seen in regards to Cardano has been very much manufactured. It's supposed to have looked this way. It's supposed to have had the effects on retail that it has. We've been covering a number of things on this channel. We are going to dive back into our Wyckoff schematic. I haven't changed this schematic, guys, and it's played out very, very nicely, and we're going to show you that in this video. And this is really credence to what we've been saying in relation to smart money accumulating. We're also going to talk about Grayscale. They are what you perhaps would call an institutional arm of investing for smart money, and they have Cardano as their third largest holding, their third largest fund. All roads lead to the same destination, guys, and this is really what I want to share in this video. We're going to go over quite a bit. This was something I posted yesterday. People seriously underestimate what's happening in Africa and what Cardano are doing there within the countries in Africa. This is perhaps the most strategic partnership that I've seen. People are doubting this, but if you think about who the real users of DeFi are, I mean, think about it, guys. You know, I use DeFi as a luxury. For some, DeFi is going to be a necessity, and it's really going to help them change their lives. Certainly the lending and borrowing protocols. You know, Africa has unbelievable. If you think, you know, payday loans are bad in the UK, they're worse in places like Africa, poorer countries that have worse credit. So back to what I was talking about in the price. Remember, we shared this. This is, you know, what you want to follow. You want to see what smart money's doing and mimic it, essentially. And this really ties in. What we're seeing is the Wall Street cheat sheet, and this is playing out, guys, or we called it the Cardano cheat sheet. This price action is designed to shake you out in the same way that this was, in the same way that, I mean, if we look at the logarithmic chart for Cardano, all of these pullbacks have just been buying opportunities, and we've been saying that since the start. We're not right yet because we've not gone on to make new all-time highs, but it is absolutely coming, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we're going to talk about. So this, of course, was the schematic that I had for you. Zoom out a little bit. This was what we had set out, and this, of course, I'm sure many of you are familiar with, is the Wyckoff accumulation schematic. You know, Wyckoff invented this method to kind of give the retail a heads up on when the composite man was accumulating and distributing and manipulating markets. And markets are absolutely manipulated. There are people out there that have the power to do it, and they absolutely do it. You know, you can see it everywhere in markets, not just the crypto markets. Every market is manipulated to some degree, whether that be through media, whether that be through investments. You name it, guys, there's a lot of manipulation that takes place. And certainly the news has been largely manipulated during this period for Cardano. We've been telling you that it's nonsense because the on-chain analytics are at all-time highs. This is a Factoid Friday from the Cardano Foundation. Did you know in the months of October, Cardano's on-chain activity grew by 50% with the total number of transactions at 2.62 million. Meanwhile, the price just continued to go down. It didn't make sense, and you're starting to see what we've spoke about, ladies and gentlemen. And this schematic, I mean, look at how perfectly this has played out. Can you see where we had this? We haven't changed this. You can go and look at the Twitter. Can you see how well this has played out and the kind of phases that we've mapped out for it? Amazing how present it is, guys. And I'll also show you, you know, I had previously said that I've seen a lot less accurate schematics, if you will, in regards to Wyckoff play out. Can you see this? You know, it's there, guys. What you're looking at is accumulation, basically. And that's what we've been trying to tell you, trying to make sure that people don't get shaken out, because we know what's coming. You know, I believe Cardano is going to have a big impact in the world ahead of us, in the same way that the internet stocks had a big impact in the world that we're currently living in. Prior to that, the PC revolution. This is a technological revolution, blockchain, that you will get the opportunity to be early investors in. There's going to be many winners, but to me, Cardano is at this point, quite a certain bet. When I look at what they're doing what other blockchains aren't. And it's incredible what's going on here, guys. And you know, I'm stoked to have this opportunity and be on this journey with you all. And this, of course, was back to our kind of accumulation and distribution schematic. And that's absolutely what's taking place. You know, we've shown you so much. Now, things could get pretty hectic. If this is indeed, and I'll switch it to a weekly to make things a little bit more clear. If this is indeed our third leg within our fifth wave, your third leg is always your biggest. So we did yesterday just adding an extra 100% on. It's very rough, largely speculative, but essentially that gets you to around about that $7 price. You could see that within months, within a month. This market moves fast when it gets going. You know, and it's almost like somebody switched that key on, say, okay, right, it's time to accumulate for Cardano. It's doing what it's done every single time, guys. This EMA is holding you as support, as it will in a bull run, and it will hold you as resistance in a bear market. And you're seeing this. You're seeing the same things play out. When you wanna, if you wanna learn about charting, anybody can draw a triangle. You know, crypto Twitter is pretty gross, to be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of people very entitled. It doesn't take a genius to draw triangles on a chart, guys, and tell you that it's a ascending wedge, a descending wedge. Take that from somebody who's done it. You know, so you got to be careful who you're listening to. But what you really want to do for yourselves is look at patterns that have played out previously and apply them to where you are today and say, look, if it's played out this way once, or if it's played out this way, you know, 10 out of 12 times, there's a good probability it's going to continue to do so. And that's what we see with Cardano time and time again. And you will remember, I'll switch it to a smaller time frame to really show you this, that we like to invert the charts. And people say, I don't know why you do that. Because for me, maybe it's because I'm dyslexic, I don't know. The inverted chart actually reveals a lot more than the chart the right way up in regards to what's coming in the structure that you're setting up. And this is what we have, guys. Can you see this overhanging? What I'll do, I won't do it on Coinbase actually. Can you see this overhang in here? Overhanging branch is what I call it, and this is structure that you've set up time and time again, and you have convincingly broke to the downside. Are we going to see another spill, or in the right way up, you know, an impulsion to the upside like we have previously after this structure sets up? I think you absolutely are, guys. And if we put our Elliott wave theory back in, it's as applicable to the downside as it is to the upside. So things are looking absolutely fantastic. Grayscale, this is Grayscale. They came out with this yesterday, I think. This leaves a link to their report, an introduction to Cardano. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Cardano, this is actually a very comprehensive report. And it goes over, you know, you can tell by this report that Grayscale are rather bullish on Cardano. They talk about the cloud computing market and how it's around about $2 trillion in market cap. And the Web 3.0, which is what's going on with these cryptos, it's an extra layer, the new internet, if you will, actually is going to be bigger than that. You know, Gary Gensler said that this is bigger than the internet revolution. What's going on is undeniable, guys. We've got Hydra. The next year, we're going to make a video on what's coming for Cardano as a project. It's unbelievable what's coming. We could essentially see the implementation of Hydra, which would get us to 2 million transactions per second, roundabout, depending on a number of variables in regards to stake pools, etc., etc. So this has just been a real short and sweet update, guys. You know, things look fantastic. I'm actually kind of amazed. Bit of a fluke, I have to be honest with you. You know, I'm trying to keep it as real with you guys as I possibly can. That this schematic played out in the way that it did. That's just me being honest. But it has played out to a T. We've even seemed to have rejected it where we kind of had it figured out. And it's following this Wyckoff accumulation schematic perfectly. This is backed up with a lot of fundamental data, a lot of on-chain data, and a lot of institutional data. You know, CoinShares inflows throughout this entire time period have stayed relatively consistent in regard to Cardano, whilst other coins have fluctuated. All roads lead to the same destination. Well done very quickly for any of you that have hodled throughout this. It's been a brutal time. Certainly crypto Twitter has played quite a role in that. You know, certainly crypto Twitter is basically just an embodiment of how messed up the world actually is. But that is just my opinion. Of course, I'm sure many of you will disagree and think it's a fantastic place. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. We are doing a video on stake pools and what role they have to play in relation to the price. We followed a number of big addresses. Certainly we followed Binance's stake pools. What do you think Binance do with what they get rewarded for running a stake pool? They dump it, basically. They have no dog in this fight. They're a for-profit organisation. But we are going to release that video. Very interesting what I've found. We followed a number of big stake pools and the addresses. to see where they kind of end up. So very interesting that. So that's really all I have, guys. Sorry to rush this video. I just wanted to kind of get a video out there. Things are looking a-okay. You know, you're on the precipice of what we think is coming for ADA. Just invert your chart and look at what happens every time you set this structure. Structure is what you want to look for, guys. You know, anybody can come and draw a triangle on a chart and say that, okay, we've done this, we've done that. You know, that is the most basic form of charting that there is. You know, you do have a falling wedge here that you have broken out of in the same way that you did over here, ladies and gentlemen. So things are looking a-okay. This is the first convincing move we've seen. Resistance levels very quickly before I wrap this up. Target previous highs on the way up. And these typically will, or certainly are, what you might call resistance levels. You know, you can see that this one kind of acted as one. And this is what you really want to look out for, guys. So you are at a resistance level right now. If you break through this, you go to the next one, and so on and so forth. You can also overlay your fibs. Fibs are a self-fulfilling prophecy in the sense that everybody uses them and will take and accumulate based on those levels. That is all I have for you guys. Remember, the link to the Discord's in the description. If you're not already staked with us, if you want to come and delegate your Cardano, it's ALLIN is the ticker of our Cardano stake pool. We are at 600,000 or nearly 600,000 Cardano delegated. We're growing daily, and we'd love you to be a part of that. That is all I have for you in this YouTube video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching.